looks like financial reform could become a bipartisan effort in Washington. CBS News business and economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis at the New York Stock Exchange this morning with details. Rebecca, good morning.
Good morning, Maggie.
And let's start with that encouraging news out of Washington that after a week or so of attacking this financial bill that the Democrats are proposing to regulate Wall Street, Republicans are changing their tone and they seem to be wanting to come on board. Does it look this morning as though a bipartisan bill will emerge?
Well, Maggie, it looks this morning like Republicans are warming up to the idea of a bipartisan bill on financial reform. The highest ranking member, Republican member on the Senate Banking Committee has said in the last 24 hours, Richard Shelby has said that he believes a bill will be created on a bipartisan basis, but that they're working out the finer details. With Obama, the president, coming here to Wall Street tomorrow to push the agenda forward, it looks like there will be a political expediency to getting the deal done.
President Obama will be just a couple of blocks from Wall Street tomorrow. All eyes have been on Goldman Sachs, but this morning we're learning that 19 other banks will also be investigated. What exactly will investigators be looking into?
Well, Maggie, the Securities and Exchange Commission is looking into the 19 biggest banks in the country for what it calls risky debt accounting practices that brought Lehman Brothers to its feet, that collapsed the bank. They're looking for masking of debt, and they want to be certain that these banks are not doing these things so that these banks don't fail like Lehman Brothers did. In addition to that, Maggie, the SEC will be imposing potentially tighter restrictions on the accounting practices of these 19 big banks.
A company that is not failing, but is in fact repaying its debt to the government sooner than expected is General Motors. We're expected to hear from them today. What will we hear, Rebecca?
General Motors will announce today that it's paying back $4.7 billion of our taxpayer money early, ahead of schedule by 5 years. That company has taken out about $50 billion in loans from the government of the United States. We own, as taxpayers, about 60% of the company. What's left is $45 billion after all of this in loans, and the company, the automaker, will likely pay that back through a public stock offering.
Rebecca Jarvis at the New York Stock Exchange this morning. Thanks so much, Rebecca.
Thanks.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.